Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you. You get fairy dust. I get fairy dust. Amelie gets fairy dust. And I just want to take a moment to say thank you for being here. Thank you so much. It means so much to me. And I'm so glad that we're just not alone in this shit anymore. Okay, so I want to talk today about, we're still on complex PSD, from surviving to thriving. And Pete Walker, who is amazing. Okay, we're gonna talk on page 22 about key developmental arrests in CPTSD. So when I first read this, it was like a gradual, like falling off of a chair, like self-acceptance, clear sense of identity, self-compassion. Like I was like, holy shit. Like, I mean, it's horrible, but it's also so like, oh bitch, like this is it. This is what's wrong with us. And we just have to fix it. We just have to heal it. You may find that you experience a diminishment or absence of these key features of healthy human beings. This is healthy development. The opposite of all this shit was healthy development, which we did not get to have. Typically, survivors will vary on which and how many of these arrests relate to them, 100%, depending on our situation. And factors affecting this are your 4F type, fight, flight, freeze, fawn, your childhood abuse, neglect pattern, your innate nature, and any recovery work that you have already accomplished. I'm pretty sure I had all of these. But we will, so understand that when he said, I love the word arrests. So these are arrests. This is in us, but it was arrested and halted, and the growth process was cut off, so we didn't get to experience these things. And so the first one is self-acceptance. Like, we don't get to accept ourselves. We hate ourselves. And of course, if everyone, if we got treated like shit or whatever in childhood, of course we're like, well, obviously that's for a reason. Obviously I'm trash. Clear sense of identity. I don't know who the fuck I am. Actually, I do know now, but I don't know. I didn't know who the fuck I was. What the fuck am I? I don't know. I was such a chameleon. I would just morph myself into whatever you were. Like if you were religious, then guess who's going to be talking about Jesus and God all the time? If you were New Age, well, guess who's going to be talking about the universe? If you were Wiccan, guess who's going to be talking about witches all day and all night? And guess who will set up, and I did do this, a winter solstice table. It was a disaster. Shit kept falling off all the time. Okay, so we don't know who the fuck we are. Who am I? What am I? We don't know. Because we weren't allowed, you can imagine, we weren't allowed to have an identity. We weren't allowed to, we're just busy fucking surviving, forget self-actualizing, forget, knowing who the fuck we are. There's no time for that. We're busy surviving. So, clear self-compassion. Self-protection. Do whatever you want. It's totally fine. Whatever. Boop. Magical. I just changed outfits. I just said, boop. I need a new outfit to finish this. Thank you for following my circa 2007, 2010 YouTube channel. We are continuing. Okay, where did I leave off? Self-protection. We're never gonna fucking protect ourselves. We're never gonna fucking protect ourselves because there's nothing to protect. If we don't have a self, we don't have anything to protect. We are not allowed to have a self when we're in a toxic family system, in a dysfunctional family. The self gets acquiesced to the toxic family system. And so what's there to protect? We don't have anything to fucking protect. In fact, self-protection is viewed as betrayal. So we're supposed to protect ourselves. FYI, whenever I read any of these arrests, I want you to know that it's normal to have these. It's normal to have a very healthy sense of self-protection. Okay, we draw that we lose, we don't get to fully develop our capacity to draw comfort from a relationship because we're always afraid of strings attached. We're always having to, in a toxic family system, we have to pay for what we get with a pound of flesh. We just have lived a life where that just continues and continues to happen. So we become less and less trusting. But luckily, I have a tool for that. If you go to my, you're on my YouTube channel. See, what the fuck? If you look, there's I believe it's a playlist. Surely to God, I made a playlist of the Ladder of Trust videos. So watch those, and that's how I learned to develop trust with other human beings, because that's normal. It's normal, but only so much, and I teach you all of that on the Ladder of Trust. Okay, and then finally, the capacity to relax. Like we're survivor mode shit, like we're always in fight or flight. Like we're always waiting for the other shoe to drop. We're always waiting for the next disaster to happen, because that's how it always has been. You know, things in a toxic family system can only be so good for so long because of this, the cycle of abuse. So this is called the cycle of abuse. Just Google it. You can see it for yourself. Google image search the cycle of abuse, and you can really study it. But abuse travels on a pattern. It is cyclical. The toxicity and the dysfunction is cyclical. And so here we have, I'm sorry, it's backwards. The honeymoon period, things are going good, things are going good, things are going good. The person apologized for being an asshole, like that's going good. And then we head over to routine, like life's happening, boredom, and stress is building this whole time. Stress of life is building. And then anger and explosion, like some shit happens. It's the explosion part of the cycle is why we're walking on fucking eggshells. It's why we can't relax. We're never fucking safe. We're never fucking safe. We never feel safe. And you can imagine, well, of course we have to self-medicate that shit. If we never feel safe, if we feel untethered at all times, of course we're going to self-medicate with that, with our trauma responses, or with food or drugs or sex or relationships or emotions or gambling or shopping. You know, that's what's up. And so food addiction, did I mention that? Yes, I did. I remember saying it. That's me. So codependency. So we're never safe. And again, it's just to note, like, hey, P.S., me to you, and Pete Walker to us, bitch, we're supposed to be able to relax. You know, I find it so interesting, you know, all the hubbub around meditation. Yes, of course, it's good for us. It's good for our brains. That's all been studied by science. It's like really good for us. And some people yearn or you know, study it because they want to relax, and you know, they want that just moment of freedom, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a wonderful thing, and people should still do it. And we're not going to get very far unless we heal this shit, because this is always underlining it. And sometimes we try to use something like meditation. Meditation is amazing. It's fabulous. It may have saved your life. That's great. That's great. That's great. Good for you. That's amazing. For real. I mean it. But some people, not you, because you're watching this, some people will use that to fix this But meditation can never fix this. It can never fix CPTSD. It's not an all-in-one solution. It's helpful. It's a tool for us to use. But you're here and you're doing the hard shit. And so, and if people did do this, they would actually find their meditation practice. I mean, we all are going to have monkey mind, you know, forever and all time. That's just the reality of having a fucking brain. But the meditation practice would be easier because you have done all this work to heal this shit. You don't have to overcome it every time you sit down to meditate. So I hope that was helpful. I hope I didn't offend anybody. I didn't mean to, because I think meditation is incredible and so helpful for so many psychological and physiological issues. It's so helpful. It is the answer for a lot of people. And so I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying that, you know, there are those of us who are searching for answers and searching for fixes. And one of them would be meditation to do this shit, but that won't fix that shit. Again, it may help, it may be a good tool, but it's not gonna fix it. And good for you if you've used meditation that way, because I used food. Binging and purging my life away. So, you know, if someone has done that with meditation, I bow down to you, because I could not do that. If I could have, I would have. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. I don't mean to offend anybody. Okay, love you, bye.